Did you know that Jesus celebrated Hanukkah? Hey guys, it's me again, Douglas, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about Hanukkah. Yeah, Hanukkah is a Jewish holiday. And if you're Jewish, that means that you are either a part of the Jewish religion or that your ancestors were Jewish. Your ancestors were God's chosen people, the Israelites. And if you didn't already know this, the Jewish religion does not believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, which we as Christians know is true. But just because the Jewish religion does not believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, it doesn't mean that every single thing associated with Judaism is wrong. In fact, a ton of our Christian heritage, really most of our Christian heritage, is shared with Judaism, shared with the Jewish people. And Hanukkah is not something that goes against Christianity. In fact, Jesus celebrated Hanukkah. Hanukkah is also called the Feast of Dedication. And there's a time in the Bible where we know that Jesus was in the temple during the Feast of Dedication. You can look it up in the book of John. And the word Hanukkah means dedication. And Hanukkah is an 8-day celebration where they are celebrating God's providence, God taking care of his people. And it's a really cool story because, see, a long time ago, in between the Old Testament and the New Testament, it was about like 165 BC, I think, 165 years before Jesus was born. There was this evil king who conquered the Israelites, conquered God's people, and he wanted to get rid of every religion other than his own, right? So he did not want the Israelites to worship the one true God. Instead, he wanted them to worship him. And he thought he was going to make them worship him. And so his army, which was way bigger than the Israelite army, came in and they kicked the Israelites out of their temple, and he desecrated the temple. This bad king's name was Antiochus, and he was a bad guy. He desecrated the temple. He made the temple no longer holy. He messed it up. He did all kinds of stuff to make it dirty and unclean. And it seemed really bad, but there was this one family called the Maccabees who led a rebellion against this evil king, and they took back the temple from him. And they immediately cleaned the temple, and they wanted to make it holy again, and they wanted to go back to the temple worship that God had commanded them to observe. But part of that worship was to have this candelabra that looked a little bit like this, called a menorah. Now, the menorah in the temple only had 7 candles. This one has 9. But they were supposed to light that candle every single day, always have it burning. But they only had enough oil to keep it burning for 1 day. And it was going to take them 8 days to get more oil. But they didn't want to wait 8 days to rededicate the temple to God, so they lit the menorah that day. And one of the miracles here was just the fact that they were able to drive Antiochus' army out of there, that they were able to beat this evil king. But the other miracle was that menorah that they lit and only had enough oil for 1 day, God kept it burning for 8 whole days until they had enough new oil to keep it burning themselves. Both Christmas and Hanukkah are celebrating the fact that God provides for his people. And as Christians, we can be his people, right? The thing that we're celebrating on Christmas is that Jesus Christ came to save us from our sins so that we could live forever and ever and ever with God, that we could be a part of his family. It doesn't matter who your ancestors are. If you have accepted the free gift of salvation, then you are a part of his people. And both Christmas and Hanukkah are celebrating the fact that God protects and provides for his people. Hanukkah is celebrating that God kept the candles lit, and Christmas is celebrating that God provided a way for us to be saved from our sins.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kiddushanu b'mitzvoso v'tzivonu lehadlik nei Hanukkah. Hanukkah.